Hey, it's Joe with Amalgam. Today we're talking about Stripe. It's probably one of our most robust and more popular integrations that we have within Amalgam, and I figured I'd give us a full kind of tour of it. And so I've got my Excel sheet here. As you know, it works in Google Sheets just the same. It's a download side of things, so I'll scroll down and select my Stripe account here, and then balance transactions is one's always interesting. Charges I think are interesting. Payouts, and the payout mapping is a report that we've actually created ourselves. I'll select ABC widgets here. I think it's a pretty interesting set of reports for us, and you can see it stamps it out the pages one by one here. And then I'm actually gonna just hide some information that comes out of this page to protect client names. And then we can set the date. Let's maybe do January of 2026. And as you know, it's Excel, right? So we can use formulas. So I'll just use my formula here, copy this down, and then I'll just pop those in my other two. And with Amalgam, you don't have to run the reports one by one. I've got 4 tabs here. I can just hit the run all, and you'll see them come kind of like one by one. So we've got our balance transactions is just printed out. Charges look good. This payouts look good. And then the Stripe payouts mapping takes a little bit longer. You can see it's kind of chunking out the data here for us. This is a calculated report, so it's just a little bit more in piecemeal. But there you go. Now all of our reports have run. Looks like successfully downloaded. We get an error for one of them. I think it's just because I was clicking around. It just errored out there. But you can see now we've got all this data here. And so payout balance transactions report is one I really like because it shows you your charges and your payouts. So for this instance, we had 3 charges and then we had a payout and things to that nature. So you can kind of go through and see them. Refunds should be in here if there's any refunds. I don't know if we gave a refund. Here's a Stripe fee. Apparently we had a Stripe fee that came through. Charges, these are the actual charges. So the 50, 198, 693, you can see here, you can match it up. The other thing you can also do is just map the tables to each other. Like we're sort of pulling the tables that exist in Stripe, but you can see here, I got my CH ending in KSP. That should be the first one here too. So charge ID, there's the KSP. So I can kind of map it one by one here. Let's highlight that red. And then that's what's here highlighting red. And then same thing like transaction IDs, are probably going to see those over and over again. And then also the payout ID. So here's your payout, this CMP, right? CMP, let's go to our payouts. We should have one. This is the transaction report. Here's the payout ID. There's your CMP. So you can kind of map it in between each individual one. And then the payout mapping, I think, is interesting too, because you kind of get it all together. So while this balance transactions is nice, I don't necessarily know unless I do it one by one what they match up to. But here I can see that these 3 transactions and their fees equal. So there's a 527.78, and that's a 527.78. And you can actually go through and see this. And what I've hidden here is actually the client names and customer names. So those are hidden, and then you've got your dates and sort of any sort of reconciliation that you need to do, you would be able to kind of flag through here. And again, I have my transaction ID, which should match. So DZQH, I'm assuming that'll be over here. Let's say DZQH, there's that same transaction. So you're able to kind of track through. Same thing would be true for invoices. Like I said, this account doesn't have invoices, so there's nothing I can sort of like look it up against, but kind of the way I'm using this charges would be the same. Like these could be invoices on a separate table. The other thing I'd show you is that you can see these are in dollars. Reporting in Stripe defaults to cents. I don't know how that could be helpful very often, but you can actually see here if we want to report in cents, it defaults to dollars. But if I want to say true here, if I just rerun the report, it should stamp out those numbers in cents for us. So let's see what we've got. There you go. So it went from $50 to 5,000 cents. So you're able to run with that as well. So just a little bit of an overview here with Stripe. And then, like many things with Amalgam, you might be doing a reconciliation and this is all you need. But you can also take this data, convert it into journal entries or convert it into invoices, load those into your general ledger, whether it's QuickBooks or NetSuite or something else. and be able to be on your way and close your books or create your transactions as you need. So that's a bit of an overview for you on Amalgam's integration with Stripe. And if you have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, you know where to find us. Thanks so much. Bye.